The crazy commies of California are determined to destroy Paramount and stop it from purchasing Warner Brothers. They want, no doubt, the Ellisons in a painful place. But today, we'll tell you why they're risking all of Hollywood and threatening to tear asunder the entire entertainment industry. Is it worth it? Well, of course not. Details on the way. It's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. It's an even better today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we continue to give you the news you need to know, often before the drive-bys get a whiff, a sniff of what it is we're about to say. Headlines of tomorrow, written today. Click that like button, and let's get underway. Well, this whole Paramount buying Warner Brothers thing is getting weird. And what are we talking about? Well, take a look at this. The Hollywood Reporter is talking about just how crazy the courts are in California, and they're crazy. This is political punishment. Winston Cho says Paramount Warner Brothers trial to start in March 2027. It's a blow to David Ellison's team. That's not even close to how bad this is. It's catastrophic. The trial is set to begin roughly 5 months after Paramount starts paying a ticking fee of roughly $7 million per day to Warner shareholders. And there's no doubt the court did this just to make sure they stick it to the Ellisons and try to blow up what's happening. The judge overseeing a lawsuit from a coalition of 12 states looking to block Paramount's $111 billion takeover of Warner Brothers Discovery has scheduled a trial to start in March. Just couldn't find a closer day. The decision marks a blow for the studio, which pushed to start trial in November. Starting on October 1st, Paramount will have to pay a ticking fee of roughly $7 million per day to Warner shareholders until the deal closes. It's likely to be on the hook for upwards of $1.5 billion, accounting for the time it takes for the court to issue a ruling on the antitrust trial. Now, there's a couple of fancy things about this. One is that the governor of California, Newsom, who is no fan of the Ellisons, is still trying, apparently, to get this thing done and get them to get the win and have Warner Brothers. And the reason it would be, of course, because if the crazy California courts go through with this, the Ellisons are going to take Paramount, Skydance, Warner Brothers, CNN, and everything else they got out of the Golden State and go somewhere else to play. And Newsom knows that, and he knows that could unleash the domino effect across all of the studios. Hollywood could be ended by this, but just like we've seen in New York with Mamdani, the crazies, the DSAs, they don't care. Now, the Ellisons are coming back from this with the Hollywood Reporter again, Alex Weprin, and saying that this is all about CNN. This is all about CNN. David Ellison breaks silence on antitrust lawsuit. It's not about market share. It's about CNN. Quote, while I was silent, others were happy to write my story for me. No more. Ellison writes a new op-ed. And he just tears this entire thing a new one. He is furious about this. Why? Because apparently the politicos inside this movement are terrified of them getting hold of CNN, and they want to prevent it at any cost. I can't believe they still think that CNN is the kind of thing they need to defend. CNN is done for. I mean, listen, Friday Night Tights on Nerdrotic gets a ton more views, literally, than CNN or MSNBC, MS Now. They are fighting over a legacy thing, trying to bankrupt the Ellisons and stop this from happening, and they're threatening to destroy Hollywood over it. This is crazy kamikaze kind of actions from the California courts, Lou.
May I suggest that it's not about how many watch it, it's about who's watching it, because we have to remember anybody still watching it, or 99%, are somewhere to the left of the spectrum, which means they probably vote with that D label. Well, within the D itself, we have this huge fight going on between the extreme commie SOBs and the semi-legitimate people. Well, it isn't about CNN in general. It's about CNN before the midterms. It's about timing it and hoping that they don't sort of give them more reasons to either sit it out this time or even, heaven forbid, vote for somebody with an R after their name. So that's what they're worried about, because their percentages are so small as far as what they need to win among various subgroups of the D side. So if you
they're risking, Lou, is my assessment on this correct, though? They're risking Hollywood over this, because if they piss off the Ellisons enough, they're going to take their toys and go play somewhere else. They're going to say enough of this, like the Delaware effect.
A little history might be instructive here. The reason why Hollywood exists is because wonderful Thomas Alva Edison used gangster tactics to try to keep movie makers from doing anything other than paying him for using his quote unquote invention, which I say with quotes because other people invented it too. And so they said, we got to get the hell out of New Jersey and New York and go someplace where his thugs can't break our cameras.
All the way across the country would work.
Well, and it wasn't originally even going to be that far because they were making a movie called The Squaw Man, was the precursor of Paramount. Funny that it's the same studio, too. And with Dustin Farnham, who was about, he weighs more than me, and he was a cowboy star. And they were going to make it in the wilds of Arizona because they thought, well, gee, Arizona has lots of sunlight, and we need that for our not-so-sensitive early black and white movie film. They got there, and it was raining. So they got back on the train, and next thing you know, a telegram comes to the then New York headquarters of Paramount saying, have rented a barn in a place called Hollywood. We're going to make it here.
And thus it was.
And you can still visit that barn today, by the way. It's over there across from the Hollywood Bowl right now. It's been moved a few times, but it used to be on the back lot at Paramount. Yeah. So anyway, all I'm saying is this is not news as far as history is concerned.
I would also suggest that it's not just about defending CNN. It is literally about hurting them. They have a golden opportunity because of the way that this acquisition contract was written, that if it wasn't completed within a certain amount of time, they'd have to pay this exorbitant amount of money. So they're looking at it as, well, why wouldn't we push that then? Because it hurts what we consider our opposition.
Right. You know, what's funny is David Ellison's defense is I'm not going to try to make CNN right wing. I'm going to try to make them in the middle, which is, of course,
which moves it to the right.
Which to the people on the left is right wing.
Exactly. So they're not actually scared of it going explicitly right wing. They're scared of not having complete control over the market at this point, which is something that the Fourth Estate has always been pushed to the left in the United States for a very long time. And you could even, not to get political, but even Fox News has been accused of being remarkably in step with left-wing media at times.
Well, let me throw this back at you again, Jonas, because we're not here to just defend Paramount. I think they're making some mistakes in this. And this is the first big blunder that I see out of the Ellisons. Like, I think they're on the pathway to winning, but they need to get away from any missteps at this point. Every misstep is going to cost them, even as the second richest family of legitimate means in the world. Missteps like this could sink them. Jonas, this is Bobby Kotick. He's the former head of Activision Blizzard. And this guy, he brought in microtransactions and loot boxes into gaming at the behest of the island man, Jeffrey, who is no more. But folks, you can figure out who Jeffrey is. He's the island guy with a plane and all that sort of thing. Bobby Kotick is not the kind of figure I think the Ellisons need to be associated with. And right now there's discussion from Niche Gamer that he's been reached out to perhaps be on the Paramount board. I don't know what this gains them. I don't know why they would want to have somebody like this associated. Do you have any insights into what the heck is going on here?
They tend to be going for discount talent right now, and I think that Bobby Kotick might be that kind of guy.
He's discount all right.
They pick up a lot of people who are undeniably talented, but going for a low market rate. So, Kotick has done some of the worst things that we're still seeing the implications of in the industry right now. If you look at what is going wrong with Xbox and with PlayStation, you can see their roots in the things that Bobby Kotick has done in the industry. Horse Armor was the start of all of this. A lot of that started on the Xbox with that first online direct-to-consumer store, and now we're looking at a PlayStation that may not have a disk drive, which means I probably won't own one until they go for like $100 at the discount shop. So
absolutely,
Bobby Kotick is not a good idea for a pickup at Paramount.
Bad news. All right, let's pick this up, Ron, again. This is what the Ellisons are saying. This is a quote. It says, I believe this fight is not really about market share. I believe a plainer worry sits beneath the briefs and the news releases, the news. The issue is whether I can be trusted as a steward of Warner's CNN. There has been speculation about my politics, my loyalties, my intentions. And then he's going to give a defense of this. But I want you to understand, for California, this is backfiring on him. If he's trying to convince California to give him a fair deal, this will not go in his favor. Here's what he says, Ron. Unfortunately, I can't give anyone a view into my heart and mind. But I can share this. I have regularly voted for candidates of both parties. I hold some views that would be called conservative and others that would be called liberal. Just like most Americans, when it comes to our news operations, I do not aspire to lead these companies to bend their newsrooms to my views. I believe that the news should be based on facts and truth. And the problem there, Ron, is that's exactly what California doesn't want to hear.
Yeah,
They don't want him to hold back and not bend it. They want him to bend it completely to the left. Bend it like Beckham to the left every single time. This guy is coming out here trying to argue for, I'm a voice of sanity. I'm like most Americans. California AGs don't want you to be like most Americans.
No, they want control. They want control over what Americans think. We've seen that for the last decade. We've seen everything that comes out of the whole, everything that's been ESG, everything that's been DEI is about, it's not about giving people what they want. It is about what can we do to control and bend people to our will. It is the, to use a famous cast member's word, antithesis of what America was founded on, which was freedom and liberty and information. I saw, Elon Musk. It was a really old clip of Elon Musk, I think at least 20 years ago, making a comment about what the internet was going to be in the future and how everyone would have access to all of the information, and that should be making things better. It scares people like those that are filing this lawsuit against the Ellisons, because when you have a perspective that the mass majority of people cannot clamor onto, the only way to make that perspective work, when you believe it's right, your whole worldview is in this little bubble of the people that also believe it's right. The only way to make that work is to control everyone else to make them believe that it's right. It's like making everybody believe that the entire world should be eating peanut butter and banana sandwiches, and that's actually good for your diet.
Oh boy, here goes Lauren again. You're gonna get Lauren going again on the banana and the peanut butter. Lauren, lest we get all crusted up on this topic, let me ask you.
If you ate peanut butter and banana sandwiches, that would not be the way to get somebody going. It's the opposite of that.
Oh boy, here we go again. All right, Lauren, it seems to me, speaking of flowing, that we're going to see studios flowing out of California. I think it's inevitable now. I think it's going to be dispersed throughout the country. Do you think this hastens it, or do you think it slows it down even? Maybe the deal that has to be cut in the end with Newsom to get this thing off of them and to say, we promise we won't leave California.
I don't know how to look at it, because there's multiple problems that are associated here. It's like, let's say studios begin an exodus and they try and get out of California. Well, where are they going to settle? Are they going to settle at multiple different places? You have all of the talent in California. That's a problem. If actors can't get work and they have to start going to other jobs, then you've lost your talent pool, and they're going to have to decide, all right, if it's not here, where? They have to kind of pick a central location that they all agree with.
Well, I don't know about that. I think just like money is fungible, I think these talents have become fungible because of our connected age. I remember watching them dubbing Star Wars movies in the Bay Area by coaxial from New Zealand and Australia. So also, of course, a lot of people are in Nashville, and that could become a major hub. But look, all the technical talent is moving. And that's, I've gone into this before about how you have to cite your primary location in order to see whether you're entitled to distant location rates when you work somewhere else. But a lot of people live in Vegas and commute into LA right now. A lot of grips, a lot of electricians, a lot of craft service, everybody. And they do it because, why? Because Nevada has no income tax. And so, dollars and cents matter.
You're saying they're actually capitalists then?
Yeah. Funny thing about that. Below the line are capitalists, and a lot of above the line people are, but they don't want to show it.
Right. How dare they? How dare they? Lauren, if you want to finish your point, we'd love to hear it.
No, it's just that I think logistically this is actually more difficult than just trying to work remote. And there are advantages to being in California, less so than maybe there once were. But I think ignoring the TMZ, is kind of foolish. There's a reason why you kind of settled in this area. It's because you can shoot for anywhere in the world from that one central location. That's less a concern today than it used to be, because you've got all kinds of different filming locations that people travel to all the time, and you've got CGI that can make up environments, but the audience can tell. And I think a lot of times there's something to be said for authenticity. I'm not saying they should stay in California. I'm just saying I think they have bigger problems than what are currently being acknowledged. They are in some serious, serious trouble.
Oh, sure. But I will tell you that I am famously a pain in the you-know-what to my kids and grandkids, because every time they're watching something, I say, oh, that's the corner of so-and-so. Oh, that's over there in X neighborhood of LA or wherever, because I just, all this stuff gets recycled into the movies.
Except the Batcave. The Batcave has never been used for multiple purposes. You'll never convince me otherwise.
Well, no, but it's been used for strange sci-fi, that's for sure.
That's true.
You ever hear the Frank Zappa song "Cheapness"?
I haven't, no.
Well, listen to that song sometime. It's all about the Batcave, really, and about this movie where this monster comes out of that cave, and Peter Graves, no less, aims a blowtorch at it. And it was supposed to bleed. Well, it's a black and white movie, and in those days, they used chocolate syrup for blood. And somebody set the pressure too high, and it sprayed the entire camera crew with chocolate syrup. So, and it also in the shot, you can see at the very bottom, if you look close, somebody's pushing this thing out of the cave with a 2x4. And hence the name Cheapness, CHEEPNIS for the song. But so that cave has covered a multitude of, shall we say, sins.
And Lauren, is that is chocolate syrup being sprayed? Is that better than a peanut butter sandwich with banana?
Oh, good question.
I'm suggesting that if you eat a fried peanut butter and banana sandwich, that it's going to plug you up, and that eventually pressure will cause that plug to erupt, and you will get chocolate syrup. And you don't really want that event happening at the rate that it will occur. No, you definitely want it occurring, but not at the rate that it will occur during that event.
Can I just say,
there's something to be said for regulation.
Can I just say, speaking of regulation, that the California Crazy Commie Courts, I believe, is the Golden State's version of a peanut butter and banana sandwich. And the flow will go to other places. We've reached the end yet again. But ladies and gentlemen, we've had fun today, have we not? And until the next time we get to do so yet again, be a friend to the channel. Click that like button. Share your thoughts in the dialogue down below. And if you're not yet subscribed, well, we need you right here on Team Pro. Until we meet again, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.